Hey, this is Tim Pierce. That's Ricky Dover Jr. and myself trading solos on the new Tuk Smith record. So is this the best rock record of next year? It could be. When I look at the rock landscape, this record by Tuk Smith could be the best rock record of next year. It's that good.
That was really good.
Oh, ridiculous. It's fun. Yeah.
They hired Rob Cavallo and Doug McKean to record the record. Rob and Doug have made amazing sounding rock records for a long time. I got to be part of the band because I know Rob. You're just going to hear a couple of instrumental sections in here. And I do that to protect the artists because they need their stuff withheld until the moment they release it. But in fact, you barely even see Tuk in this actual film. So what you just heard was some lo-fi camera audio of Ricky and I trading licks. There's a little bit more music, but mostly it's going to be the guitars we used, the amps we used, my new pedal board with some new pedals on it, and a tour of this great studio in Burbank that we love called Sphere. Click the link below if you want to check out the Masterclass. We're up to over 1,000 videos and over 100 hours of lessons and content. I set up my pedal board between these two. There's just barely enough room, but between these two kind of outboard gear modules that are packed with outboard gear. So I'm right in the center. It's a great spot. I can look out into the room and see Vinny's drum set, watch him play. So it's pretty great.
Okay, you never know. Check. I love your stuff. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's going to come out. I have no idea. One more time?
Snotty. Did you say snotty?
Yeah, that's right. One more time. That compressor was on the whole time.
I like it. Oh no.
It's going to be good.
Oh no.
No!
Oh no. Oh no.
You know what? Let's just try to move it. Yeah.
So it was written in E flat. We tune down. We make it in E. Those are good cookies.
Yeah, those are really good. Have one.
They're 740 calories a piece.
One more time.
Let me try one more time. You mind?
Dude, I love it. Yeah,
Okay.
so cool. You're one. It's got some hoo in
like
there
it.
at the end.
Yeah.
It's super cool. It's good.
So here's my newest pedal board. Some Digitech stuff on it. The Lux, the Ricochet, and the Nautilus. The Lux is basically the detuned preset on a whammy pedal, which I love because I started out using the Eventide 910 harmonizer in the 80s, and it was kind of a magical doubler effect, and to have that in a pedal is great. It's something I kind of always wanted, so I really enjoy it. And then the whammy ricochet, just a really convenient small whammy pedal. Works great. And then the chorus flange, that works great too. It's very robust sounding. I'm going to fire up the Lux. See, it's like a doubler. It's like a detune effect. And then we'll move over to the whammy ricochet. Has a momentary pedal. I think... I mean, that glitchy thing on the whammy is so great. Got my 67 ES335 that I got about a month ago. It's a player. It's been downgraded by lots of modifications that make it better for me. Huge fat frets, different tuning keys, pickups changed out. I really like it. But it's always in a state of flux. Stuff is going to... I'm already thinking of changing stuff here. One thing, we're using this Broadcast by Hudson Electronics. I've got to get one. I borrowed it from a friend. It's a great, really natural kind of British sounding overdrive. It's probably like a treble booster too. I'll turn on the Broadcast. I love Rob's little small body Gretsch. I always wanted one of these, and they're kind of hard to find. I love that thing. It's got a tiny body. Love it. Here's the Taylor that Rob used on all the Green Day records. You've heard it on a lot of records that I've done with him too. This is a really nice new Gibson, like an A+ new Gibson acoustic. Here's my 68 Black Beauty Les Paul Custom that John Shanks sold me. Really, really devalued by lots of great stuff, a neck break and a fret job, so I'm lucky to have it. Really nice. Moving over, Jimmy Page Les Paul, another reissue Les Paul. These are, that's an original Fender bass. There's a Lakeland bass. Bayette Griffin, which we use for a lot of stuff. Tuttle Tully, which is great. My Gold Top with mini hums. I got those mini hums used on eBay. The guitar's about 10 years old, but the actual humbuckers are back from the day. Moving over here, a bunch of my other guitars. I think that's a Sheraton, 2 pickups. Yeah, and this Fano really sounds great. I really love it. Another Les Paul. Moving over to Rob's rack of gear. That's the Dookie head, famous on Green Day records. Orange, high watt, Marshall, divided by 13. Naylor, high watt, Bassman. Good range of stuff. And then the studio. This studio is amazing because they have a huge amp collection. Look at these Marshalls. You can't see all of them. Some of them are buried. We've got Friedmans, Marshalls, Fenders, a matte amp, 5150, some nice vintage rack gear. Moving over to the other side, Mesa Boogies, Diesel, Friedman, High Watt, EVH Wizard. Wizards are nice amps. That's Rick St. Pierre from AC/DC. He's a great guy. Here's a really cool thing from Analog Outfitters. I've talked to those guys before. They're wonderful people. They make the Sarge and all those great little amps. This thing's a rotary speaker right out of an organ, and it's so beautiful. It works really well, too. It's a great company. Check them out. Keyboard rig. Moving on to the studio. Incredible vintage Neve. Now I'm going to walk out. Now Doug is miking my 412. It's actually his 412 with a C800 Sony. Sounds great. Lazy J amp. I really would love to have one of these. It belongs to the studio. I used this for an entire Beth Hart session a few months ago. I used only that amp. It sounded great. Here's the acoustic setup. Everybody gets to make their own mix, of course. And now I'm going to walk out into the tracking room, which is really amazing. Come on. Right? How often you get to hang out in a room like this? Not very often. I get to spend 2 weeks tracking with Vinnie Caliuta. Not bad. And if he decides he needs another drum, Hammond B3, grand piano, 1 of 2, Steinway, hallway. There's lots of guitar gear in this studio. They have some overflow here in the hallway. Cabinets. We got Wizard cabinets, Mesa. Here's a great AC30. I've used that amp here before. It sounds great. Friedman, Mesa, Fender, Marshall, Friedman, Diesel. I don't know what this guy is. That's a vintage box. Looks like an AC15. Wizard, Pro Reverb Vintage, Mad App. These guys are cute. I don't know what's in there. Cool. Like a mini Marshall stack. Wow. I'm using my new Park 45-100. I rarely buy amps these days, and this amp is me. It's just clean. It's not clean, but it's a very open, got a lot of headroom when it distorts, so it's great. Kemper on top of that's doing really well for sounds. They've got me plugged into their favorite Marshall cabinet. There's a favorite Marshall out of like their 8 Marshall cabinets, Rob Cavallo and Doug. Great sound. Move over here to the Boss GT1000 that we're having fun with, then slowly past the keyboards.
That was good.
It's pretty amazing.
Let's double that.
Is it better? I couldn't tell. Well, the beginning of it, Tim's level just changed a lot. It was really loud.
Let me distort up just a little more.
Yeah, it was a little too clean, maybe.
Yeah, it disappears
It
better.
needs that green, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's a good sound. I guess you got to do it everywhere now.
I love it. Yeah, let's do it everywhere. You okay with that?
So
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Tuck, you okay with this?
Yeah, man.
It makes you like.
I think it's the right thing to do. Yeah.
Nice.
Keith Nelson from Buckcherry loaned us this guitar for the record. He wrote some songs with Tuck, this amazing artist that we're working with. And this is an old Junior. It's from the 50s, I think. I gotta find out. I absolutely love it. I don't own one of these. I really would like to. Maybe I can find a player with a broken neck and a refret. Sometimes with solos, I like to tune down a half step, and that makes the strings easier. It's easier to go. I actually tuned this down a whole step, and it worked great for a solo I did yesterday. The song's in D, so I can play it in E, which is great. Why not? And it gets a little darker, but you can compensate by brightening the amp.